Today I'm making this homestyle white bread in the bread machine. To get started on this really easy bread machine recipe, this homestyle white bread, I'm going to start with 1 1/3 cups of lukewarm water. So 1 1/3 cups just right on into your bread machine loaf pan. You want this to be about 100 to 110 degrees. That'll just be the perfect temperature for your yeast. Next we want 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This is my really cool little Lodge cast iron melting pot. You just put your butter in there, melt it on the stove. You don't have to put it in the microwave. I had so many microwave explosions because of my butter. Huge mess. Now I don't have that. So I love this little melting pot. So 4 tablespoons melted butter right into your bread machine loaf pan. And next you want some honey. You want 3 tablespoons of honey. You can use any kind of honey that you want. You can use raw or organic or local honey. Anything you want, but just know that the different honeys do taste differently, and so it can impact the flavor of your bread. So make sure you like the flavor of your honey. You can also use sugar if you'd rather do that. It's a little bit cheaper, a little bit less messy, so sugar works just fine too. And now it's time for our flour. Now I'm going to use bread flour, but you can also use all-purpose flour in this recipe. Sometimes I use all-purpose, sometimes I use bread. I like bread flour a little bit better. You get a little bit better rise out of your bread, but it is a little bit more expensive. So if you want to use all-purpose flour, you can do that. And if you happen to have some vital wheat gluten, if you're using all-purpose flour, if you add about a tablespoon of vital wheat gluten, then that'll help the flour act a little bit more like this bread flour. So you want 4 cups of bread flour or all-purpose flour. I'm making a 2-pound loaf today. But down in the description, I'm also going to leave you the recipes for a 1-pound loaf and a 1 1/2 pound loaf if you have smaller bread machines or you want to make a smaller loaf of bread. So that'll be down in the description. It'll be a printable recipe. Now I'll also leave this recipe in the metric system and in US customary system. So however you like to bake, it'll be down there in the recipe. So 4 cups of flour. And next I'm going to use some dry milk powder. This dry milk powder will give you a softer, fluffier bread. It acts to enrich your dough. So I love using dry milk powder in my bread. I have a ton of it stored in my food storage, and I don't love to drink it, but I will if I have to, but I definitely love using it in my bread. So I want 3 tablespoons of dry milk powder. Just put it right on in there on top of your flour. And our next ingredient is some salt. I love this Redmond's Real Salt. I really like this stuff. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of this salt. Pour it over another bowl. If you don't have this kind of salt, you can use the pink Himalayan sea salt, white iodized table salt, whatever you want to use. But 2 teaspoons of salt. This is a really pretty color too. This is mined in North America, so it's kind of cool. And our next ingredient is the yeast. I love this Red Star Active Dry Yeast. This is mainly what I use. Sometimes I'll use instant yeast, but I keep my yeast in the freezer. I pull it out right in time to make bread, and then I throw it back in the freezer after that, and your yeast is gonna stay good forever that way. So I like to buy it in these big 1 or 2 pound packages, throw it in the freezer, and it'll last forever. Way more economical than those little jars that you can get at the grocery store or those little packets. Those are not a good deal. This is a good deal. So this is the cheapest way to buy your yeast. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of this yeast. I'm just going to throw it right on in there. If you want to make a little well, you can do that. But we're going to get this bread machine started, and it's okay if your salt and your yeast are touching. It's totally fine. And those are all of the ingredients already for our homestyle white bread. Now it's time to throw this into the bread machine. Now you have 2 options now. You can either let your bread machine totally make your loaf of bread. If you want to do that, choose a basic white cycle, or you can use the dough cycle. I'm going to make one of each today so you can see what it looks like when you use your bread machine to totally make the loaf and what it looks like to use the dough cycle. So I'm going to do one of each, and I'll show you at the end. We'll compare those 2 loaves. But I'm just going to throw this in here, and I'm going to just put my crust on light. I like light crust for my bread machine bread. So I like light crust, but there's medium or dark. Choose whatever you like, and I'm going to press start. This is just a basic white cycle. This is my Zojireshi bread machine. This is the Home Bakery Supreme. I really love my bread machine. This thing has made so many loaves of bread for me, and I just really enjoy using it. Has a nice strong motor, has the double paddles, but any bread machine that you have, go ahead and get it out and make this loaf of bread in it. This bread is delicious. So this is the most important part of using your bread machine. Whether you're making the bread totally in the bread machine or using the dough cycle, you want to let this knead just for a couple minutes and then check on your ball of dough. You have to check on your ball of dough. That way you can know if it's too wet or too dry, if any of the ingredients are stuck to the sides, you can go ahead and get those incorporated. You can always add a little bit more flour, a little bit more water if you need to. So much affects how much water or flour you need for your dough. And so going by exact measurements doesn't always cut it. Sometimes you really have to look at your ball of dough and see if it needs more water or more flour. And then you'll know that your bread is going to turn out great. So I'm going to show this to you in just a couple minutes and I'll show you what it should look like. It's been about 7 minutes and it's time to check on my ball of dough. This is looking great. You can see there's no ingredients stuck to the edges of my loaf pan. If there was, I usually come in with a spatula like this and just kind of get it off the edges like that so all the ingredients can get incorporated. But this ball of dough is looking really good. It's tacky but not too sticky. It's not sticking to the sides or to the paddles or to the bottom. If it was, I would know that it's too wet and I'd add about 1/8 of a cup more of flour just until it all pulls away and is looking more like this. Now, if yours is really dry and crumbly looking, then add maybe a tablespoon of water, give it a few minutes to mix up, and then hopefully it'll look more like this. So this ball of dough is looking really good. The longer I let it knead, the smoother it's gonna get. It's gonna come together even better. So I can confidently shut the door of my bread machine pan and know that my bread is gonna turn out great. Now I have the exact same ingredients going in another bread machine so that we can see how this bread turns out using the dough cycle. The dough cycle just ended. Check out this gorgeous risen dough. Doesn't that look good? It's time to shape it into a loaf. Now for this recipe, I used the 2-pound recipe. I'll also leave you down in the description, I'll leave you a printable recipe that also includes a 1.5-pound loaf size and a 1-pound loaf. So because I used a 2-pound recipe, I'm gonna use my bigger cast iron loaf pan. This is a 10 by 5 inch cast iron loaf pan. Gorgeous, isn't it? It's so pretty. Now I oiled this up really well. I poured about a tablespoon of oil in it, just rubbed it all over with the oil. But if you're making a 1.5-pound size or even a 1-pound size, then you can go with the standard smaller size. This is an 8.5 by 4.5. This is also my cast iron loaf pan. These are the kind that I usually use for my standard sizes, but since I'm going a little bit bigger today, I wanted to show you the difference in these. They're both really nice. I love my cast iron. There's none of those chemicals, coatings, anything to get into our bread. So I like the cast iron and it's indestructible. It's gonna last forever. But today I made the 2-pound loaf size, so I'm gonna use this bigger loaf pan, which I love to use. It's a little bit longer, a little bit wider, makes a really nice sized loaf of bread. So it's time to turn this out from the loaf pan. And I am just going to press out my dough. Press it out really well, get all those little air bubbles out of it. And you want to make it about as long as your loaf pan. So that's looking pretty good to me. Like I said, this is a 10-inch long loaf. So just press it out really good. And then it doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be super hard science. You can just roll it into a loaf if you want. I like to do the head down, shoulders in method. That's what I do. So I just kind of pull the head down or the top, pull in the shoulders or the sides, and then press that out really good with the palms of my hand. And then I just continue to roll it into a nice tight loaf or log shape. This just gives you really good surface tension. You'll get a really pretty domed shaped loaf. So that's how I like to do it. Now just flip it over, press the seams together. I like to roll it out a little bit, pat it out a little bit, and that's all there is to it. So now I'm just going to throw this into my loaf pan. Looks like it's about the right length. Just throw that in there, kind of press it down on the sides, and there we go. Now I'm going to let this dough rise in the loaf pan for about 30 minutes. It could be anywhere from 25 minutes to 45 minutes. Totally depends on the elevation, the climate, the temperature of your home. But normally mine's ready at about 25 minutes, so I'm gonna check on it then. You just want it to peek over the edge of the loaf pan, but I'll show you exactly what you want it to look like. So I'm gonna cover this up with some plastic wrap and then let it rise, and I'll show it to you in just a little bit. My dough has been rising for about 25 minutes. You can see that it's peeking up over the edge of the loaf pan and it is ready to go into the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven. It's preheated to 350 degrees and I'm gonna let this bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Look at this gorgeous loaf of Homestyle white bread made using the bread machine dough cycle. It just came out of the oven. Let's go ahead and turn it out of the loaf pan. See how easily it came out of this loaf pan because I oiled it up. Oh, I just love my cast iron. Look at this pretty big loaf of bread. Baked perfectly. It rose really nicely. It's a really pretty golden color. Oh, just looks so good. Now, this is what I like to do. After I get my bread out of the loaf pan, I like to melt a little bit of butter. So I have my little melting pot again, and I melted a little bit of butter in here. Now I'm just gonna brush this butter on top of the crust. This will just give you that pretty shine, that good buttery flavor, and it'll give you a softer crust. Now that I have the butter brushed on there, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this loaf with a tea towel. And I'm gonna let this just stay covered while it cools, and that warmth and the condensation will give me an even softer crust. This is how I like to cool my bread. I don't like using the cooling racks. I think it gives you kind of a crunchy crust, and I don't like that for my sandwich breads. So I'm gonna let this cool just for a little bit, and then we'll cut into it and check out the inside. Okay, the results are in. Both loaves of our easy bread machine Homestyle white bread are done. This is the one made using the dough cycle and baked in the oven, and this is the one that we made entirely in the bread machine. These are both 2-pound size loaves, and they look great. Both of them look really, really good. You just have to take your pick. Do you like your loaf to look more like this, or do you like it to be more like this? This one is a little bit more hands-off. This one takes a little bit more time, just hands-on time, just of shaping it and watching it rise. But they're both really easy. The bread machine makes it so simple. So let's go ahead and just cut into these loaves and take a look at the inside. Oh, it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that. It is soft, it's fluffy, fantastic bread right here. Let's cut into this one. Now you always get a little bit more of a crunchy crust when you bake in a bread machine. At least I do. And I just like my crust a little bit softer. So that's probably one of the reasons why I like making it in the oven. But look at that. That is a beautiful loaf of bread too. Both look really great. Now, this one is still a little bit warm. I probably should have waited a little bit longer to cut into this. You'll get a better texture and crumb out of your bread if you wait until it is totally cool to cut into it. But I like nice warm bread, so I usually don't let it cool all the way. But here they are. Fantastic bread right here. I'm gonna take a little bite of both of these. Tastes really good. Okay, let me take a little bite of this one. This one definitely has a softer, lighter crust. It's not so thick of a crust, but they're both really good. The funny thing is that this is the exact same recipe, but these two pieces taste a little bit different. Isn't that funny? I guess just the way that they cook makes them taste a little bit different. So that's something to keep in mind. That's worth experimenting with right there. If you want to try yours totally in the bread machine and also using the dough cycle and baked in the oven. They taste different. If you're looking for a reusable, non-toxic, sustainable alternative to plastic bags, these are our 17 by 11.5 inch beeswax bread bags. They're infused with a blend of organic beeswax and jojoba oil, and they're handmade by me and my daughters. We have lots of different patterns. They're on our website. I'll leave a link down below, and I'll also leave the printable recipe for this Homestyle white bread. Thank you so much for being here with me on Robin on the Farm. I'll see you next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each need, ground